You may see a teen struggling to find his way. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we see a teen gaining the confidence and skills to land his first job. Kids today need people to see their potential and help them achieve it. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we do whatever it takes to help kids succeed. Because when we see young people, we see limitless possibilities. Do you? Join us, Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. As always, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Glad you're waking up with us, especially on a morning like today. We're tracking some rain already in our area this morning, and that's going to be the case as we head throughout the afternoon as well. So let's talk about what's going on right now. I'll give you an update. If you've been with us at 6:30 and 7, you know the deal by now. We're going to talk about what's going on because a few things have changed if you are just tuning in. A few more showers in the mix as well. And then we'll get into the forecast, right? So here's a look at Mississippi Live radar. Some showers, a lot of us dry. I mean, if you're traveling along 45 to Corinth, Tupelo, going to places like Amory, Columbus, all the way down to Macon, not going to run into a whole lot of rainfall. However, everywhere else dealing with some rain, especially in places like over in the Delta. I've been watching these because these are really the heaviest showers and storms in our area or very close to our area because a lot of that actually sitting just south of Greenville. So in places like Hollandale, over into southern Arkansas, pushing into Louisiana this morning, a lot of lightning associated with these showers and storms. So very loud thunderstorms happening right now. If you're traveling down 278 to 61 from Cleveland down into Hollandale, maybe you're headed to Vicksburg this morning or down to Jackson, you are very likely to run into some showers on the way. So very heavy rainfall happening there, especially again, the further south that you go, south of Cleveland, getting in on the heaviest. And let me put this into motion. You can see those, they're kind of taking a dive south and also east. So I'm still watching them when it comes to places like Attala County dealing with that. I think you're going to be getting some rain, but I think the actual heaviest portion of that is going to hit places more along the lines of Yazoo City and Canton. So again, if you're traveling south this morning, if you're going into places like Jackson, Canton, Ridgeland, areas of that, around that area, yes, you're probably going to be dealing with some of these heavy showers and storms. And if you're headed out even in the next hour, that's where these storms are moving. So continuing to watch that. Again, some of those showers pushing into places like Grenada County, Water Valley, Duck Hill, Winona, dealing with that this morning. Also still seeing a few showers popping up into places like Lafayette County. Let me switch over to a radar site a little bit closer to the area. You can see that over in Oxford, Ridgeland as well, dealing with that. Denmark, again, Lafayette County just dealing with a few showers out there. Zero lightning strikes with this. So not loud storms, but a few showers in the mix if you're headed out in places like over in Oxford. And then let's go a little bit further east because Prentiss County dealing with some of that as well. Just south of Boonville dealing with a few showers around Hobo Station. And this is really along 4 and then headed south as well. So again, if you're traveling south of Boonville, Prentiss County dealing with a very stray shower as well. That's really the story across Northeast Mississippi, some stray shower activity, at least for now. That's not going to be the same story as we head into the afternoon. Also, if you're waking up with us in our Alabama counties, you're dealing with more rain than everybody else. I'm going to look into that as well. Russellville down to Phil Campbell, Hackleburg as well, Hodges dealing with that. So if you're traveling on 43, 187 as well into Alabama, yes, you're going to be dealing with a few showers as well. But as I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at any lightning with those as well. So just some heavy downpours over there, not necessarily some loud storms. Also, we dealt with some of these louder storms and some stronger storms over in Vernon, Alabama. The good news is, watch as I loop this, that is pushing out of the area. So it's pushing out of our viewing area into places more along the lines of central Alabama this morning. So overall, that's what's going on in Mississippi Live Radar. I want to talk about some ground truth, show you some cameras as you're headed out the door this morning of where that rain currently is. One of those is over in Greenwood. I'm going to show you a few over in the Delta first, because that's where we're dealing with the majority of that rain. You can see it kind of on the camera as well, and very wet roadways. So if you're headed out in the Delta this morning, just make sure to be careful. Pack a few more minutes into your travel time. Same story over in Cleveland. Lots of cloud cover, ongoing rain in there. I moved my coffee out of the shot. Hope you have your coffee this morning, guys. I'm going to move that out of the way so you can kind of get a full view. But you can see that radar over in Cleveland, very wet there as well. So wet roadways over in the Delta this morning. Just want to make you aware of that, to be careful out the door. Temperatures in the 70s, even upper 70s. Take a look at Winona, dealing with some rain there as well. Not as much as what's dealing with in the Delta, but still some light drizzle and some clouds. A lot of us waking up a lot like this, even without the rain. Lots of cloud cover out the door this morning. So kind of a dreary day ahead with temperatures in the 70s. Here's what you need to know for your day ahead. We're looking at some rain this morning that's not necessarily on the stronger side of things, but that story flips into your afternoon. We're going to be tracking a few showers and storms that will be on the stronger side of things, at least a few. And then after we get through today, yes, lots of rain, maybe a few storms in the mix. But then after today, nicer conditions come back into the forecast. I'm talking dry conditions by late week into your weekend. Very nice weekend ahead. If you got any plans, maybe take them outdoors. It's just going to be very nice after we get through all this rain today. Let's talk about your first 12 hours. We're going to be seeing temperatures, not a big swing of temperatures today, okay? So we're starting off in the 70s. We're only going to end in the 80s, maybe a 15-degree temperature difference at best this afternoon, just due to all these clouds and rain in our forecast. Middle 70s by 8. We get into the 80s by 11. A lot of us topping off in the low 80s for your afternoon. And yes, we're going to be seeing those rain chances uptick into the afternoon hours as well, all due to this frontal system that we're tracking that's, again, already bringing showers and storms into our area this morning. So we're just going to continue to see that activity pick up into your afternoon as this system begins to get closer. That's when strong storms could get in the mix this afternoon. So very likely into your afternoon hours. This system will begin to pass through overnight. So it's going to be pretty slow moving. The threat should sit to our east as we head into your Thursday. Thursday, still seeing some rain out there, especially for the afternoon, but nothing strong to severe because it'll be after the front. So we call these post-frontal. That moisture, that ingredients needed for severe weather is going to be past our area by Thursday, but maybe still a few showers in the mix. Into your Friday, things really look to dry out, and I think it's going to be really nice out there for those Friday night football games. It's going to be cooler. It's going to be drier. Not a lot to complain about in the weather department for your Friday. Coming up next, we're going to be talking more in-depth timing of when these showers and storms will be in the picture. So we'll look at that, and then we'll also look at what's going on in the tropics because things have picked up. I know I talked about that yesterday. That's still the story today. So we'll go through your latest hour-by-hour forecast. I'll take you through the tropics, and of course, we'll also look at a last look at your 7-day forecast for the morning, all coming up right after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McAuley.
Hey, good morning. As always, thank you for joining us. I'm live from the Room to Room Weather Center. Still tracking out storms out there. I'm still keeping my eye, especially on these showers and storms that are closer to the Mississippi Delta. Cleveland, Shelby, Clarksdale, Greenwood, even up into Grenada, just dealing mainly with some stratiform rain. So not necessarily dealing with some storms out there this morning. However, the further south that you go from Hollandale into Indianola, a little bit different of a story, seeing some heavier downpours ongoing. So I am going to go ahead and put a track on this, exactly what we can see over our next maybe 30 minutes or so, tracking that out. It's probably not moving 40 miles an hour. I'll go 35 to give it its best look. Here's a look at when you can expect these showers and storms to move in. Again, this is really over in the Delta. So seeing that in Belzoni around 7:48 and Silver City 7:55, midnight 7:57, around 7:58, Choctaw 8:01, Gum Grove 8:02, into Omega 8:05, and then Marcella 8:06. So continuing to watch this kind of leading edge of showers and storms over in the Delta this morning that is on the stronger side of things. So that's the strongest storm we're looking at. Again, not a special weather statement for this. I'm not looking at even a severe thunderstorm warning on this morning, but it's the strongest that we got. So I'm going to continue to track it out and watch it as it does continue to push in, looking like some pretty heavy rainfall, lightning associated with it, and maybe some strong winds as it pushes through again into Belzoni and Silver City as we head over our next 10 to 20 minutes. So continuing to watch that. That should kind of continue to take a south and east dive, majority missing Attala County and pushing into places like central Mississippi. But one thing to note, if you're headed out the door this morning, maybe you have plans in central Mississippi over your next hour, you're probably going to be dealing with that heavy rainfall as that continues to move south and east. So if you're traveling on 55 this morning, maybe 25 again down into Jackson, probably going to be dealing with some rain on your way. As for northeast Mississippi, let's talk about what's going on there before we get into the forecast. Yes, dealing with a few very light shower activity, no lightning associated with this, but Holly Springs into places like Lafayette County, dealing with some light showers out there this morning. So if you're traveling along 22 from New Albany up into Holly Springs, maybe into Byhalia this morning, you're going to be dealing with some rain on your roadways. And this is the same areas, I just want to be of note, that got some heavy rain overnight. Did you wake up to some rain overnight? Because it was loud at times. I actually saw some people in the chat. They said they did wake up to it. So let me show you what it looked like overnight before we get into the forecast. Take a look at that. Very, very heavy rain pushed through overnight. This is looping over your last 6 hours. So again, yeah, those storms that pushed through overnight over into places like Alabama. But as they pushed through last night, man, were they heavy and loud at times as they did. Also prompted a few flood alerts as well. So some flooding concerns were of note last night due to a lot of rain passing through in a short amount of time. Let's talk about how much rain we could have seen over the past 12 hours. This is exactly why that was issued. You can see that in places like Benton County, Tippah County, Alcorn County dealing with that. Those oranges and reds are up to 2 to 3 inches. And again, this is over the past 12 hours. I'm doing this because my choices are 6 or 12, and I need more than 6. So just of note to that, this really was, I'm talking really the past 9 to 10 hours when this pushed through. But yes, radar estimates may be up to 4. I'm thinking more along the lines locally of 2 to 3. So that could have passed through overnight. Again, within these areas, I'm going to go ahead and kind of put a few of these on there. So yeah, up to 2 to 3 in a majority of these yellows and reds. Overall, what you need to know, if you are along 22, Holly Springs to Hickory Flat, Ashland, Ripley, up into places of northern Alcorn County, avoid those roadways this morning that you know are easily flooded because you got a lot of rain last night. So, and you're going to be getting more throughout your day ahead. So just make sure to be careful out there as we're traveling this morning. That's overall what's going on. Let's talk about the rest of your forecast, shall we? Because this is what we're tracking out. That's what's causing us that rainfall, is this system that's continuing to inch closer and closer into the area. Right now, this frontal system is sitting in places like central Arkansas, into places like Texas and Louisiana. But as this pushes through, that's when we're going to start to get some more rain coming our way. Let's talk about your airport delays this morning. Even with the rainfall, not dealing with anything in our region. However, with those showers and storms pushing through, we're looking at a ground stop in Dallas-Fort Worth. That is very new information this morning. So if you know anybody headed out on the airways, maybe they're headed to Dallas, or they got maybe one of those stops at Dallas, yes, they're looking at some ground stops. It's probably going to lead to some major or at least minor delays out there. If you're sticking in North Mississippi today, temperature is going to be in the 80s. So it is cooler out there, but we trade out the 80s in for some storms. So we are looking at storms in the forecast today, at least for the afternoon as well. Take a look at your severe weather risk. We're looking at this level 1 out of 5. So I do want to say it's the lowest of the 5 threat levels. Okay, we're not looking at a high-end severe weather day by any means, but still a 1 out of 5 and still encompassing our entire area. So that's why we're talking about it. What are the impacts? What can you expect if a storm does become strong? Main 2 things we're watching. One is some gusty winds as this pushes through. I'm talking winds that could be up to 60 miles an hour at times with the strongest of storms. So, as I said before, take your ferns down. Put your pillows inside, okay, if you want them tomorrow, because things can be at the strong side of things at times. And also the flash flooding, especially with those areas that got a lot of rain last night. So I'm looking at Benton and Tippah County and portions of Alcorn County that could be seeing some flash flooding potential with these storms coming through this afternoon. Let's talk about your latest futurecast and timing. When can you expect these? We've talked a lot about what to expect, but let's talk about the when now. This is Futurecast through your 10 o'clock hour. Still seeing a lot of showers and storms along into southern Arkansas, the Delta, and then into northwest Mississippi. That's what we're looking at through 10. But as this front continues to shift closer and closer, that's when we start to see a lot of more widespread to scattered activity throughout the entirety of the area. You can see the scattered showers and storms already happening in places in the northern half of our area, north of Lee County, Oxford, Lafayette County, into places like Red Bay, Alabama as well. Watch as this front continues to push through. I think we're going to be watching the early afternoon through sunset for some storms to bubble up that, again, could be on the stronger side of things. 4 or 5 o'clock, a lot of our area just getting some stronger showers and storms in the mix. This will continue again through sunset, but here's the good news. Once we turn 7, 8 o'clock, yes, this front is still pushing through, but we're seeing less heat, less ingredients really to make for strong storms. So the good news is overnight, things really look to start to fizzle out. This front will begin to push through, and you're waking up Thursday morning, maybe with a few showers out there, but more activity into your Thursday afternoon. But these are what we call, as I said before, post-frontal. I'm not looking at any strong to severe storms on Thursday, but yes, maybe still a few showers trying to hang in as we head into your afternoon. But a lot of us dry on Thursday, not a huge chance out there, but yes, a few showers still hanging out in our area before we really start to turn dry as we head Friday and then into Saturday and Sunday. How much rain are we looking to see over, this says the next 3 days, but I'm really talking about over really your next 48 hours. Could be picking up anywhere between 1/4 of an inch to up to an inch of rainfall. That is dependent on if you get under consistently some of those heavier pockets that could bring you a lot of rain at times. Yes, you could see up to another additional inch of rainfall on top of what you already have over the last few days. High temperatures, the good news with this, even though it's bringing us some few stronger storms, we need the rain. Also, we need our temperatures to be more around average for this time of year. We've been in the 90s. It's been warm out there. Here's the good news. 80s are back in the forecast over the next 7 days. We're looking at low 80s even on Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. That's why I said Friday's going to be a really nice day. Great day out there for some Friday night football, dry conditions as well. Middle 80s as we head Saturday into your Sunday. A little bit warmer to start the work week, but again, 80s still sticking around over the next 7 days. So can't complain a lot about that. That is definitely more around average for this time of year. Let's talk about tropics before I show you your latest 7-day forecast. Still tracking out Hurricane Gabrielle, still a major Category 3 hurricane this morning for that 7 a.m. advisory. Here's the good news I have. It's still looking to track off east, continue its track off into the Atlantic, and not impact the coast. So that is some good news. However, it's not the only thing out in the tropics that we're watching. The National Hurricane Center has not 1, but 2 areas of interest. Right here, they're watching this cluster of showers and storms, and also right over to its east as well. Here's the thing. This one that's sitting a little bit out in the Atlantic, we're watching this one to really take that same track as Hurricane Gabrielle. Kind of still take that real easterly track, a hard turn to the right once it really gets developed. Not the same story for the one that's closer to the U.S. coast. This one is looking to get its act together, potentially impact the Bahamas and also potentially hug the eastern United States coastline. So this is the one we're really going to be watching over the next few days, up to 7 days, to see if it gets its act together and to see if those tracks continue to be put out that way. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Yes, we're seeing strong to severe storms this afternoon. Make sure to have the Mississippi Live weather app downloaded handy. Matt and Gabe will be on whenever needed this afternoon, so make sure to keep up with them right here on the app. Also, temperatures in the 80s as we have Thursday into Friday, so really can't complain. Nice conditions out there. Middle 80s into your weekend with dry conditions, so those SEC football games looking good to go. If you got any plans outdoors, it's just looking nice out there over the weekend. Temperatures look to stick in the upper 80s to middle 80s as we head into Monday and also into your Tuesday. So a little bit better 7-day forecast out there after we get through today. One more look at radar before I do let you go. Seeing some rain across the board, mainly in the Delta right now, and then some pushing into places like central Alabama. Seeing a few showers and storms pop up closer to places like Benton and Tippah County over in north of Holly Springs as well. So a few heavier downpours there. Not looking at any lightning associated with those, but if you're traveling along 22, probably going to be dealing with a few showers out there. Also, if you're traveling in places like Lafayette County along 278 as well. So those are the main two areas I'm watching in northeast Mississippi. Overall, we're really going to be watching more of these showers and storms as we head into the afternoon. So that's why I want you to keep checking up with us, keep checking back with our latest live broadcast. If Matt and Gabe do not have to cut in this afternoon, their next live broadcast will be at 5 p.m. I expect you to get probably an update before then, whether that be with a severe thunderstorm issued or them just updating you about what's going on. So make sure to keep checking back here with the latest. Thanks as always for waking up with us on Mississippi Live Weather this morning. I will be right back with you, waking up with you on your Thursday morning, right back here at 6:30. Have a great Wednesday and make sure to stay weather aware.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt LawPon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt LawPon has proven himself trustworthy